ADHDers. Okay, so let me see if I can explain this correctly. Throughout my life, I have struggled with processing information. I am a very heady person. I stay in my head. I'm always researching. I love learning. However, my brain is in constant overdrive, in research mode. And as much information as I am absorbing and taking in, it has always been difficult for me to process the information. And so I'll have all of this information and it's just stored, and it's like I struggle to process it. I struggle to get it out. And what will happen, days, weeks, or even months, I'll be in like information overdrive, and then all of a sudden things click and they start making sense. It's like there is this huge delay, and then I'll become extremely chatty. I want to converse and talk a lot, and it's like, yes, I'm finally getting all of this information out. So I don't know if you experience this, but if I am making sense to you, if you can relate to this, let me know. I would love to hear your feedback. Bye.
I think I've made it quite clear that I am an adult with ADHD. I am 52? I'll be 53 in May 22nd. And I take Vyvanse. I actually take the highest dose of Vyvanse, 70 milligrams a day. And for the past week, I have been without Vyvanse because of a snafu with my doctor's office. And so for those of us who want to know what it's like to be on stimulant meds or off, I just got my Vyvanse back yesterday evening. Took one today, and it is almost 7 o'clock, and I am invigorated. I took it probably about 30 minutes ago. It really helps.
A work day in my life with ADHD, so I have to start my day with water and at least 10 grams of protein. I can't just eat breakfast. I really have to be strategic about what I put in my body so that I can have energy and focus throughout the day. Next thing, when I look at my general planner, I'm going to look at my daily schedule, and then I'm also going to plan for the next day. So today I have a call with a potential client, and tomorrow I have to finish up a digital campaign that I was running. I got dressed for this potential client meeting, and usually I don't like to show my tattoos, but this potential client was a tattoo artist, so I ended up going with this little number here, and then I ate lunch. Every day between 2 and 2:30 I do my chores, because I work from home. So today's chore was to take the trash out. It also helps me get a break from work. Then I worked on some stuff for another client that I can't talk about because I signed an NDA. So here's a podcast I was watching and my fireplace. Okay, bye.
Stitch this and tell me something that the Black community needs to hear, like ASAP.
ADHD in Black women is significantly overlooked. In addition to that, Black women are regularly not talked about in studies about ADHD, which is kind of crazy when we think about the way that Black women are treated in schools, life, work, everywhere. Think of the girl that was known as loud and disruptive who was really just hyperactive. Or the girl that was absent-minded or moody, anxious, who was told she had an attitude. To make matters worse, the Black community often looks down upon seeking professional help for mental health. It's really sad because a lot of women are out here living with depression, anxiety, sadness for a feeling that they cannot name. It's a feeling that could easily be solved by a diagnosis or just seeking someone to talk to professionally. Whether diagnosed or undiagnosed, if you're a Black woman with ADHD, you are not alone.
Yabba dabba doo, yamma the mamma, llama gamma goo, gamma goo. And I'm a bebop, gamma juice. Yabba the babba when the beat drop, beat drop. And yabba dabba doo bop. Yabba babba wada woo wop. A wada suwada mana woo wop. A luwala suwada mama woo wop. Yabba.
There's a lot of ADHD content out there, but I feel like I never see ADHD content for like Black people. Like I rarely ever see Black ADHDers, and I also rarely ever see content about like under eating and like how to specifically target that. There's one person who I've seen who I'll tag in the comments, but I don't know. Should I be the change I want to see in the world? Is this what the people want? Or, you know, should I just like, you know, give out things that I found out? I really do want to do that. Would people be interested in that? Let me know. Let me know.
All right, hey everybody. I just want to come on here and say a little something. So, a little life update. I'm in the process of getting evaluated for ADHD. I just want to know if this has happened to anyone else. I kind of in like where the misstep might have came when thinking about having ADHD, but it might have been missed when I was a kid, because I know a lot of people are diagnosed when they're kids. I feel like not a lot of people talk about having ADHD and being Black for one, and I already know it's misdiagnosed in women. So being a Black woman, it's like, you know. So back when I was a kid in school, I had a hard time focusing on class and things like that. However, I didn't do bad in school because because the information was in front of me in like a book. So I tried really hard to be good at school because I didn't want to be seen as the stereotypical, loud, not focusing in class type girl. So I worked really hard and I actually got good grades in school. However, if you could tell me to sit in class and actually focus, it wasn't happening. I was fidgeting all the time. It just wasn't happening. And later on as an adult, right, and I always love learning. I love learning new things. It's great, right? And you ever just like learn all these new things, and then you get all this information, and then you don't know how to like use it. So then one day your brain just be like, oh God, wait, I remember learning about this one particular thing, and it just shoots out in your brain. That's all you can talk about, all you can focus on. And then you're talking about it to other people. You just want to share all this information that you have. And then you don't realize that you're over talking, kind of, or I guess over explaining some things. And then someone is like, hey, can you like not? Boom. And then right then and there, skirt, you just be like, oh, damn. Did I overshare? Am I doing too much? You just want to retract from the entire conversation as a whole, and you just don't want to talk to anybody after that. You don't want to be social anymore. Like, it's just like, oh, am I talking too much? And then once again, being a Black woman, a lot of people thinking, oh, she's just loud and talking too much, or da-da-da. But in my mind, when someone tells me to be quiet after I'm talking about something exciting, I lose all interest to even engage in conversation anymore. Like I just be like, and I just want to know, has that ever happened to any other women out there, any other Black women, any other Black people in general? Yeah.
That toxic person, we're walking the other way. See that toxic person, and we're walking the other way. Toxic person, walk the other way. Toxic person, walk the other way. Toxic person, walk the other way. Walk the other way.
Speaking of Blackness, I just thought of another potential autistic indicator. Growing up, I also had to practice being Black. And this is kind of going to probably rub some people the wrong way and give a lot of non-Black people the wrong idea. But I'm sure I'm not the only one who's experienced this that's Black and neurodiverse. So I want to give this example. I was always called the Oreo. I was called white. I was told I talk white, all of that. A lot of people can relate to those things. Fine. There were some things I was just really awkward at that were like the social nuances of Blackness that I just didn't know. Or I did know, but I didn't know how to do. So I practiced them a lot. Watched Black movies later, but I did. I
had to learn how to neck roll. I had to learn the rhythm of the snap. I had to learn how to do slang properly because I couldn't. My accent still waxes and wanes. I still inconsistently code switch. I learned most of what I needed at an HBCU. Luckily, there was a lot of diversity there, so I fit in. The person before you today is not who I was as a kid.
Neurodivergent Black women, what racial stereotypes are most...
She goes on to say which racial stereotypes are the most problematic for our neurodivergent brains as Black women. And I'm gonna be late for a meeting, but the two for me that come straight to mind. The first one is having any like passion or excitement I have towards something being read as aggression. So when I really care about something, I really care about it and I need everyone to know about it. Or if I'm like processing and sitting somewhere and just like having a blank face and just like processing what someone's saying to me. Or even in a Zoom call, like I'll just turn my video off because I feel like when I'm not emoting happiness, it's also read as aggression or read as disinterest or disrespect. And I think that makes it extra difficult being a Black woman because we don't have a lot of wiggle room of what we can and can't do.